Remember when we were talking about the Tiller killer, Scott Roeder, and what argument he would use to claim that he's not guilty of murder for shooting Dr. Tiller, the abortion doctor, at a church in Kansas? Well, we were talking about this justifiable homicide possibility, arguing that he was actually saving more lives by taking the life of one because of all the unborn babies that would now live because Dr. Tiller wouldn't be able to perform abortions. Well, it's not clear whether or not he's going to be able to use that defense, but some people are calling this a disturbing twist in the trial. I don't even know where to get into this because it's so unbelievable. The idea is that Judge Warren Wilbert was to decide whether there could actually be a justifiable cause for the murder, which would be a mitigating factor in this murder and could maybe get it down to manslaughter. And he's not completely ruling it out, and many people are both surprised and disturbed by this. He is not saying that it's likely. He is saying, number one, that this is not going to become a larger case about testimony regarding abortions. But here's what he had to say. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, are disturbed would be an understatement to hear this.
The necessity defense, the basic premise is that a person is entitled to civil disobedience or the commission of a crime to prevent the commission of a greater harm or crime. And it always has to be lesser than the crime which it intends to prevent. That's the basic premise of the necessity defense. The argument that I had to shoot and kill Dr. Tiller to save an unborn baby from an unlawful abortion doesn't meet the necessity defense for two reasons. Number one, abortions in Kansas are lawful. And while even Roe versus Wade recognizes that in the third trimester there may be a state interest in restricting access to abortion, Kansas has enacted its laws, and there are laws that are on the books that a healthcare provider must comply with to perform a third trimester, or what's been commonly referred to as a late-term abortion. But this will not become a trial of the abortion issues. And there are not going to be witnesses who will testify to graphic descriptions of abortion procedures.
Okay. I don't really hear him saying that it's likely that this is going to be a viable defense, but some people are disturbed at the fact that it's even being brought up as a possible defense. The possibility that because Dr. Tiller was murdering babies, the murder may be justified.
Right. Well, I mean, I like what he's saying. In reality, this is pretty clear-cut.
In what sense?
It's a clear-cut murder.
Right.
First,
and
premeditated.
What he's saying
murder.
is that it was right. And in addition, that abortion would have to be an illegal practice for that to be a viable defense.
Right.
An illegal practice. And it is legal, at least presumably, the abortions that were being performed by Dr. Tiller. Some will argue the abortions he was performing under the table were not legal abortions. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you believe that this defense is viable, let's say I see a loved one die from alcoholism. Do I get to go in and shoot the bartender that served him? I mean, Louis, you're a bartender. That would not make sense. Based on, let's say I have an honest belief that deadly force is warranted, right? So it's not murder in my sense. For me, it's justifiable manslaughter. It would still be murder if I go in and shoot the bartender.
Right.
There's no
Naturally.
question about that. And what is different about this? Abortion, the same way that serving alcohol is legal, the procedure which so upset this man, Scott Roeder, and convinced him to murder this man, is a legal procedure. Mm-hmm. I don't see the difference. Could it also play in reverse? Would it be okay to kill a Bible thumper to protect abortion doctors? Let's say I knew that somebody like Scott Roeder was going to go and murder an abortion doctor. Does that now make it okay for me to kill in advance, this proactive killing, preemptive killing? No, it certainly wouldn't.
Of course not. It doesn't matter what you believe or what Roeder believes. The law is the law.
Well, what if my concern for the lives of doctors, much the same as Scott Rader's concern for the lives of these unborn children, led me to shoot and kill someone like Roeder? I could just get manslaughter, right?
I don't think you could, because because of what the law clearly states.
Well, I agree with you, and I don't see what the difference is with the Scott Roeder trial, except for the fact that abortion is highly politicized, highly politicized. That's the only difference.
And the judge said, obviously what he's going to do when he tries to defend himself is, throw a Bible around and, play that card. And the judge says, no, there won't be any of that. It's not what this is about.
This isn't about whether abortion is legal or not.
Yeah.
Right. Some people are saying this judge should be investigated. From what I heard there, I don't think the judge should be investigated. He's sticking to the letter of the law, and he is saying that it has not completely been ruled out that this is a possible defense. If this goes on too much further, maybe the argument of an investigation of the judge could be made. I don't see that right now.
No. Everything he said sounded pretty level-headed to me, but I'm no legal expert.